If I levelled my tripod, I'd be here all night. This is Tell Someone First question, of course, from Jonathan Stern. If I think, therefore I am, does that mean the vast majorities of the world population, as well as rocks, water, dirt, etc., don't actually exist? Well, if you think, then you are, and then you've got to go forward from the your thinking and therefore being. So if you are seeing other people and interacting with those other people, then they might exist. They might exist, not me. I'm just like, pixels on a screen and stuff. Next question, of course, is from Naked Wombat and Charlie. If it is what it is, how is it what it is, and what is it about what that makes what it is what it is? I don't know. It isn't. It could be, but I don't know, because I don't know exactly what it is you're talking about. Next question. Have you a solace? How do you know if you're a human who's a werewolf or a wolf who's a human? Well, if I was like changing back and forth between human and werewolf, then maybe if I was in my human form, I would be, describing myself as a werewolf, and if I was in wolf form, in wolf language, of course, I would be known as a werehuman, because, it depends on which point of view you are talking from. Next question, Dog Whistle Sharam. Why do some folk think it's a good idea to say white rabbits on the 1st of each month? I don't know. I'm not Grace Slick. I never heard of white rabbits. We had pinchers and punches. I would rather have white rabbits, because pinches and punches hurt, especially every month, and I've been through several hundred, a lot of months in my time, and a lot of bruised shoulders and buttocks. I miss them. Next question, of course, is from Heavy Wasawas. Have you ever had a rusty trombone or given one to somebody else? Well, of course, look, rusty trombones will work if they're lubricated properly. You've got to lubricate them. You've got to stroke them up and down, and sort of you got to put a little bit of stuff to help grind it down. So you put some in amongst the lubricant, you put some abrasives in there to just grind it out a bit, and then you rub it, work it up and down, up and down, up and down, and round and round and round a bit, and then your trombone will not be rusty anymore. Well, it will be rusty on the outside, but not in the inside, and it's the inside that counts. Next question, of course, is from Endocrom. Should I start gathering fish and plankton and sea greens and protein from the sea? Well, yes, you should start gathering them if that's what the robot wants, because otherwise you might end up being in some kind of trouble, especially now that we're living in the future. In the past it was okay, because there was plenty of planktons and fish and sea greens and protein from the sea, but now, of course, we're running out of, it's mostly plastic. It's mostly plastic, and even the plankton and fish and sea greens and protein from the sea, it's mostly plastic these days. So I suggest you learn to eat plastic and digest plastic. I mean, there's bacteria that's already learning to eat plastic, so just copy the bacteria. Next question, of course, from Reverend Dr. Joe Freddy. It's the last question for the day. Do you think you would get more views if you were to wear a He-Man costume? Well, I don't know. I don't have one. I've got a comb. Oh, I'm going to try something. Hang on. Oh, no, I've got to go. Ow, that comb hurts. Ow, fucking knots. No wonder I don't comb my hair so often. Hairspray in my eyes.
By the power of Grayskull, I have the power!
I don't have the other stuff. I'd have to go to a bondage gear shop for it. That's it to tell someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the question asking place below. Or you can answer this dovetail question in this place right here that I am pointing to right now with my handy. Perhaps I should just go back to the fish. When did this become a prop comic thing? There's the question, dovetail question right there. Or you can do other things. I don't know. I am not your mother or your boss, even though I have a similar hairstyle now. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign-off.